Hi, this is Wolf, and I'm glad you're here today to learn about how to reverse the effects of obesity with low glycemic food. The good news is that it's entirely reversible. Obesity can be reversed through lifestyle change, and that's your best shot at finally getting rid of the weight once and for all. There's a lot of hype and spin on TV and all over the media and magazines and everything. Fad diets, it goes on and on. Everybody's got the latest fad diet. Don't buy into that baloney. It's all a bunch of hype. The deal is, everybody knows the answer to the question, what happens when you get off a diet? Everybody knows the answer to that question. Why don't people just listen to themselves? I guess they're always going to reach for the latest and greatest possibility with all the spin they're being sold. They're being conditioned at this point. So anyway, a lifestyle change program is truly the most beneficial way to go about losing weight. Do your due diligence, do your research. The reason I went with a lifestyle change program that's low glycemic is because of the tremendous science and research behind the program I'm on. There isn't anybody that can argue with the results for this program because of the research that's behind it. Third-party validation. There's very little third-party validation with any diet out there. Okay, so that's the good news. The bad news is if you prolong your habits and your path, you're going to be looking at some devastating chronic degenerative disease out there. You're talking about heart disease, diabetes type 2, brutal, what's diabetes type 2, blindness, loss of limbs, amputations. Not a pretty thought to behold. So you want to finally, once and for all, make the decision to get the information that can allow you to make the changes necessary to get rid of this weight once and for all. The number one root cause of obesity is excessive food intake and lack of exercise. Just that simple. I had the worst eating habits in the world. It's a never-ending battle. It's an addiction. Nighttime is my bad time. That's when I get weak. I'm a single guy. It's easy to sit on the lazy boy and start munching away on popcorn or whatever at 9 o'clock at night. Not a good idea. Not a good light. You shouldn't eat after 8 o'clock at the very latest. Anyway, so what I'm going to talk about here is what eating high glycemic food or fast food, highly processed food, such as pretty much what everybody has for lunch today at any fast food joint, or eating breakfast cereal can be very high glycemic. What is high glycemic? It's food that spikes your blood sugar and goes above the narrow range that your blood sugar works in. So I'm going to zero in on this chart I got here. And so what we've got here is your blood sugar here and over time, okay? And let's say you eat a big bowl of cereal in the morning. Most cereals are very high glycemic. They're going to spike your blood sugar. And let's say this is 7:30 or so. By the time 9 o'clock, 9:30 rolls around, you've gone above the narrow range that your blood levels work at, and you've spiked your blood sugar. And you reach this point here, and what happens is your insulin gets pushed out by your pancreas and to put that spike back down, and then it pushes it below the normal operating range of your blood sugar level, and you're going to crash. And at this point in time here, you can feel lightheaded, you can just feel tired, weak, and you can actually have spasms in your arteries. So and then your insulin will push this right back up again, okay? And so what do? You go back to eating more high glycemic food because you just don't have the knowledge. And so this is like a roller coaster. Your insulin kicks in again, you spike your blood sugar, boom, the insulin puts it back down, but you go below the range again of your normal blood sugar range and you crash. You can go through this 4 or 5 times a day. Kids go through this 4 or 5 times a day at school. So very, very brutal on your system, okay? You have to make those changes and learn about eating low glycemic food. There's plenty of foods to choose from. Anything that comes out of the earth, which would be your fruits and vegetables. Your low-fat dairy products are also very low glycemic. Nuts, whole grain breads and pastas. You've got your beans and peas and lentils that you can eat, chicken, fish, in moderate amounts, anything in moderation. Doesn't mean you can't ever have red meat, but I would try to stay away from red meat if you can. Once you start experiencing results, you can't believe how much easier it is to you get motivated because you know the pounds are falling off. And so, how do you get started on this? You want to get into a program that gives you a great jump start and puts you on the path to losing that weight in a healthy way. I discovered a program 7 years ago called the 5-Day Reset Kit. Okay, it gives you 5 days worth of low glycemic meal replacement shakes that are absolutely delicious. All kinds of different recipes available for the shakes. Food bars are included with it. Really high-end pharmaceutical grade nutrition, finest in the world. That's third-party validation beyond compare. In fact, more Olympians use these products than anybody's products in the world. Okay, and if the Olympic athletes are using it with all the stringent testing that they have to go through, it was good enough for me. In fact, I work with quite a contingent of medical industry professionals here in the Rockford area, cardiac surgeons that advocate these products to their patients. So these products flat out work, and they're at a very, very low cost as far as you're not going to spend any more money than you're already spending on the food you're currently eating. Okay, in fact, you may spend less. So the idea is to get on a good program and keep going. So you can learn all about this program by just clicking on the link below here. Put your information in there, and I'll make sure you get the information you need to once and for all finally move forward and to get out of that rut, and get on with your life. Don't just think of yourself, think of your loved ones, all those people around you, what an effect that can have on them too. So, the idea here is to be proactive, take control of your health, and move forward and invest in yourself. That's the key here, is investing in the knowledge so you can take the proactive action you need to once and for all drop the weight. So that's my little story for today, and until next time, in happiness and health.